Good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Blake Adams. We're here for criminal non-jury trial pretrial conferences this morning. We have Ms. Bonilla from the state via Zoom.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. We also have Ms. Armpriester from the Public Defender's Office via Zoom. Good morning. All right, we do have some people in the courtrooms. We're going to call those people first, and then we'll head to those that are on Zoom. Good morning. Will you tell me your name?
Good morning, sir. Joseph Bernardo.
Right, this is case number 20 CT 2185. You're here on a charge of driving while license suspended or revoked, a second-degree misdemeanor. Did you happen to get your driver's license reinstated?
No, I was not able to because I have 2 appeals going on up north, and one of the cops put down a citation with like a note, basically so that the DMV couldn't just give me my reinstate my license without authentication or anything from you or from whoever I was going to be in a courtroom with. But I was going to ask you to just write down something basically saying that you were allowed me to reinstate my license and so forth, so I can go on with that. I did make a payment plan. Just as each check goes on, I'm paying that off. So
When you say up north, where do you mean?
PA, the Philadelphia area.
They need something from this court?
No, they don't need anything, but the DMV down here needs basically approval from you so I can reinstate my license, because something went on. Long story short, it was a miscommunication with one of the sheriffs or one of the cops up north, and I just had another court date with them, and they said everything's all good up there as long as I'm paying my citations up there and here too. So they had nothing to do with anything down in Florida. So basically just saying, as long as you're okay with me reinstating my license, you have to write basically like an approval or saying that I'm allowed to reinstate my license for the DMV down here to allow that, because the cop wrote down a citation, wrote down a note on the citation that I really don't even know, because they gave me a number to call. I called them, I asked what I needed to do and everything, and she's telling me that PennDOT has nothing to do with anything down in Florida, so they don't know why I wouldn't be able to get my license. So I'm basically getting thrown in all different directions, like literally.
All right. Well, I've never heard of DHSMV in Florida needing something from me.
Yeah, I don't even. That's I was coming here.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Ms. Armpriester.
This is probably the 3rd or 4th time that I've heard from someone that the DMV is requesting something to that effect. So I don't know specifically what this individual is needing, but I have had clients tell me that people at the DMV are requesting a court order saying that they can get their license reinstated. And I too was very confused. I just wanted to let Your Honor know that this is about the 3rd or 4th time I've heard that recently.
Okay. Mr. Bernardo, I'm not comfortable giving a letter of that sort because I don't know why your license is suspended. If the DHSMV were to provide me with something in writing, why they need something or what they need from me.
I actually have, it's not this piece of paper, I believe, because I didn't think it would be any relevance or I would need it to be in court to provide to you. It was basically just a letter from the DMV stating that I should call this number and that what the cop had wrote down. He said, I mean, you can take my word for it, but he said something as he didn't know what my previous record was, driving record, what it was like. So he basically just wrote down a citation, something stating that. And then he just, on the phone with the judge that I had the Zoom call, he told me that as long as everything is okay with down here, then there should be no problem with PA or PennDOT. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know either. So, sounds like we need to continue your case. You understand that you have the right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford one, I would appoint one to represent you.
That's understandable.
Do you want to proceed without an attorney, hire an attorney, or do you need me to appoint one to represent you?
I don't think I need an attorney, but I just think it's just a lot of confusion,
Okay,
misunderstanding.
all right. Well, what I would suggest is that you go to the actual DMV office in town and find out.
I'm sorry.
I would ask them specifically what you need in order, or what they need in order to have your license reinstated, and they should be able to tell you that. If they say they need something from me, tell them that Judge Adams said he needs something in writing from them first.
Okay, so basically just go down there and ask them to write something up first for me to give to you the next time I see you.
Correct.
All right. Do that.
All right, so are you requesting a continuance?
Yes, sir.
Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue this. What is today, the 25th? Is my next one March 1st?
It's March 1st at 9 o'clock.
All right, March 1st at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock?
Yes.
thanks.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir.
Have a good one.
Thank you, you too. Good morning, sir. Will you tell me your name?
Buenos días, señor. Dígame su nombre. José Soto.
All right. Mr. Soto is represented by the public defender. Case number 20 CT 1431.
Señor Soto está representado por abogado de oficio en su caso 20-431.
Your Honor, good morning. I'm covering this matter for Ms. Woodley, who's in another courtroom with Judge Brown.
Okay.
And Your Honor, if we could continue this matter, he is working with an immigration attorney.
El caso, porque él está en estos momentos tratando su caso con un abogado de inmigración.
Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 1st at 9 o'clock. And Ms. Armpriest, I'll remind you that, yes, March 1st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
And Ms. Woodley, Ms. Armpriest, I'll remind you that your clients are not supposed to appear for pretrial conferences.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. We'll have you sign in for that. Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir. Will you tell me your name?
Buenos días, señor. Dígame su nombre.
All right, this is case number 20 CT 2036.
El número del caso 20-CT-2036.
Mr. Lopez, did you get your driver's license?
Yo tengo su licencia con su señor López.
I was given this month to get 30 days of school, but we didn't obviously start on the first day of January, so I wasn't able to complete those full 30 days since we didn't start.
Okay.
Se cambió de escuela.
He changed the school.
Y ahí tenía que ir dentro y así que se cambió.
You just have to continue going for 30 days in a row and it just changed.
Okay.
So he just doesn't qualify for that yet.
Do you think you'll qualify by March 1st?
Para más suplemento que ya califica.
Tal vez si todos los estudiantes habían seguido en la escuela.
Yeah, if he's got 30 days in a row in school, yes. Maybe.
Okay. Other than the school, do you know what you have to do to get your driver's license?
No, it's just a 30 days that they require for me to serve other schools. So yeah, it's just a 30 days.
Okay. Are you requesting a continuance then in order to try to obtain your license?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lopez, we'll continue your case to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Try to have your driver's license by then, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Good morning. Will you tell me your name?
My name is Alejandra Hernandez.
Thank you. All right, this is case number 20 CT 2227. All right, were you able to obtain a license?
No, I'm on the same boat as him. I need to do my 30 days of school.
Okay. And do you think you'll be able to complete those schooling and get your driver's license by March 1st?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you requesting a continuance?
Yes.
Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue your case to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Try to have your license by then, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Will you tell me your name? Tell me your last name again. I'm sorry.
Matthias Porto. Do I have my last name and my first name? ABURTO.
All right, so what's your first name?
Roberto.
Okay, they've got it under Alberto. All right, case numbers 20 CT 755 and 1845. Where are we with driver's license?
The paper where the school had to sign, they didn't they couldn't sign it because I'm only going to school for my GED and I'm only making 12 hours a week when I'm supposed to be making 32 hours a week. They didn't let me. So I'm about to turn 18 on March 18th, which I'm assuming I'm able to get my license. So at this moment, I'm not able to get my license.
Do you know when you're scheduled to take the GED exam?
No. This is because we're on a website where the website you have to complete a certain amount of progress before they let you take the GED.
Said your birthday's March 18th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you checked with DHSMV to see if once you turn 18, you would still be required to turn in school hours?
I'm assuming not, because that's what the first time they told me I can't get in until I'm 18, or either I have something to prove that I'm finished with school.
Okay. That makes sense. Ms. Bonilla, any objection to continuing both of his cases to April 5th at 9 o'clock and marking it as final continuance?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue both your cases to April 5th at 9 o'clock. That'll give you about 2.5 weeks after you turn 18 to get your driver's license. Okay, you think you can do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue both cases to April 5th at 9 o'clock. Have your license by then, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, me, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
I apologize. I am set for a different hearing very soon. May I be heard?
You have one case?
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize.
I understand. All right, go ahead.
This is on Hall. That's going to be 20 mm 1958. Your Honor, I'd ask for a continuance with a waiver. We just received an offer, and I have not been able to convey it to my client yet.
All right. Do you want to go to another pretrial conference, or do you want to go to a status docket?
I think pretrial would be fine, and then I can coordinate if we're going to accept it for a plea.
All right. It would have to be a plea in absentia if it's on a pretrial conference docket.
That's
All right.
fine, Your Honor.
Okay. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. So we'll continue case 20 mm 1958 to March 1st, and we'll put that on the 10 o'clock docket. That'll be on the private attorney docket.
Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize.
That's okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Will you tell me your name? All right, Mr. Perez, case number 20 CT 2254. Where are we with the driver's license?
You told me that I have to do 30 days into school, and the 28th of this month, I have a test so I can start my 30 days of school.
So when will the 30 days start?
After I take my test on the 28th of this month.
Okay. So if I give you to April 5th, you'll have your 30 days in. You should be able to take your driver's test, correct?
Correct.
All right. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla, to continuing Mr. Perez's case to April 5th at 9 o'clock?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Perez, I'm going to continue it to April 5th at 9 o'clock. That'll give you your 30 days of school, and you should be able to get your driver's license by then, okay? All right, thank you. Have a good day. Good morning. I don't know. Okay. Good morning. Will you tell me your name? Last name again? Thank you. Case number 20 CT 1879. You're on a charge of driving while license suspended or revoked. Were you able to get your driver's license reinstated?
Working on it right now. I've had to go through all these classes, and I've got all the paperwork. Just amazing right now. I'm trying to find another place to live, and I've got registered up for the class. For some of the classes, I still have to register.
Okay.
More, so.
What are those classes scheduled for?
They're online. They're supposed to send me an email and know because they're not doing anything in person anymore. So
Right.
I just actually paid for the first couple, and I have to pay for some more. So.
Okay. All right. So you're making some progress toward getting that. All right. Ms. Bonilla, any objection to a continuance?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. We'll continue your case to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Let me know what all you have done by then, okay? All right. Thank you, sir. All right. For right now, that's all we have in the courtroom. So let me go to Zoom and let me go to Mr. Casado.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Ms. Bonilla. Yes, Romeo Gabriel Lopez, 20 CT 2110, Your Honor.
Okay.
We filed a plea in absentia.
All right, I do see that in the court file.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry?
I do see that in the court file. And And the offer to resolve the case is a withhold of adjudication, all court costs, including costs of prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
That
does
is correct, Your Honor.
And does your client need some time to pay?
90 days.
90 days?
Oh,
Okay. Give me a minute here to review. Ms. Bonilla, have you had an opportunity to review the plea in absentia forms?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objection to those forms?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, will you stipulate to venue and the factual basis for the plea in absentia?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest, withhold adjudication, impose all court costs, including costs of prosecution, and give them 90 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank
May I
you.
be excused?
Yes, you may. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, let me go to Mr. Clark. Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
All right, looks like you've got a couple cases here.
Yes, Judge. It looks like with the same person, Louis Chow, 20 CT 1067 and 20 CT 1475.
Okay.
Yeah, Judge, Mr. Chow, as you may recall, is the youth that appears periodically on Zoom with his mother.
Right.
It doesn't look like he's going to be able to afford, getting his license at this point. He's still 16 years old. He doesn't have a job. He's been looking, but he hasn't been able to do that. And his mom just doesn't have, the ability to pay it either. So they're looking to resolve it. The issue is this, and I need your help with this a little bit. She is a frontline worker. She works in the hospital, so they will not let her into the courthouse because she's exposed to people that have COVID daily.
Right.
They won't allow him in there, one, because he's with her, and then secondly, they won't allow him alone because he's a minor. So he can't get into the courthouse.
Right.
We could do a plea in absentia. He is a minor, and if we had the mother appear via Zoom, would that satisfy you and the state for purposes of accepting a plea in absentia, being that he's a minor? So in other words, he would execute the document, but the mother would be able to appear and he would be able to appear, in order to answer any questions you have as to whether or not she consents to it. She just can't physically get into the courthouse.
I think that would satisfy the court. Ms. Bonilla, would that satisfy the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And the only other thing, and I'll get with Ms. Bonilla about this. They are two no valid driver's license, both of these cases. They're offering a withhold on one and adjudication on the other. I didn't know if she would want to possibly reconsider the other adjudication, but I just throw that out there. I'll prepare the documents, and if Ms. Bonilla has any input on that, maybe we can deal with that. Just because he's not going to be able to get it, and it's a monetary situation at this time.
Right. All right. Well, I'll let you and Ms. Bonilla work
Very
that
well.
out. Do you want to continue it to the next pretrial?
That's fine, Judge. If we were to do that and we do file the pleas in absentia, can we set it earlier? I mean, would it be on a plea docket, or are you only taking these on a? Because I have to get them in here as well. I have to get them into the office and I have to have them executed.
That is a possibility, depending on the, schedule and when you get them in.
Okay, so Judge, if we could, I understand it's asking a lot, but if we could set it for the next, your next court date, I'll get the pleas hopefully executed and filed. And then if it's earlier or substantially earlier, I'll get with your JA and see if you have an earlier date for purposes of a plea.
Okay. Do you want the 9 o'clock or the 10 o'clock?
Well, Judge, I do have a.
I see that you have some on the 10 o'clock today too.
I thought it was an 11 o'clock, but.
Well, yeah, sorry, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, if you wanted to put them all together, Judge, I'd appreciate that.
Okay, let's continue. well, the thing is you're probably always going to wind up with some on the 9 o'clock because of conflicts that you get assigned.
Sure.
So you want to just put them on the 9 o'clock then?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, so we'll go to March 1st at 9 o'clock.
Okay, and I'll try to get everything together, Judge. I apologize, and I thank you for your understanding on this. It's just, you know, courthouse has rules, and then you have rules, and everybody has rules, but we're trying to get them all together.
I understand.
Very well.
All right.
I'll log back in at 11 then.
Okay, that sounds good. Looks like
Or 11:30.
yeah,
Like 11:30.
Yeah, at 11:30.
Very well. I'll see you then, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Clark. All right. Let me go to the person whose screen name is iPhone de Manuel. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Can you tell me your name?
Manuel Martinez.
All right, this is case number 20 CT 2409 with Ms. Armpriester.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Judge. Brief moment, please.
I'm sorry, you lost your audio feed there for a moment.
Can you hear me now, Your Honor?
Yes, I can.
Judge, I've recently established contact with Mr. Manuel Martinez. If I could please have a continuance. I filed my notice of appearance about a month ago.
All right, any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, well,
Have my client put his contact information on the record too, please.
sure. Mr. Martinez, can you provide Ms. Armpriester with your phone number?
My phone number
Yes.
is 239-280-8726.
All right, Ms. Bonilla, any objection to continuing?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, we're going to continue your case to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Make sure to stay in contact with Ms. Armpriester before your next court date.
Okay,
All right, thank you, sir.
thank you.
All right, let me go to Mr. Mendoza. Good morning. Mr. Mendoza, are you there? Okay. Let me go to, good morning, Mr. Miller. You have a case this morning on the 9 o'clock docket?
I do not, Your Honor, but I am covering for Mr. Fayette in State versus Michelle Tumbry, 20 CT 1217.
Okay, that's scheduled on the 11 o'clock docket.
Okay. Mr. Fayette was confused. Judge, I can log back in at that time if you want me to, because I believe I have a case with you at 11 as well.
All right, if you don't mind logging back in at 11, I would appreciate it.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. All right. Let me go to, and Mr. Martinez, you're free to leave the Zoom meeting if you'd like. All right, let me go to Nicholas Ahern.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, this is case number 20 CT 1229. Mr. Ahern, if I recall, last time we were here, we did a temporary appointment of the public defender. I don't see that an application for indigency status was filed. Did you complete that application and send it back to the clerk?
I did not, Your Honor. I've recently suffered a lot of memory loss and problems from a motorcycle accident, and I'm simultaneously taking care of a very sick family member. So I paid all my traffic tickets. I have reinstated my license and obtained full coverage insurance with an SR22. I don't have any money to pay any fines, but I'll serve the time if I need to, or whatever you need me to do. I just want this to be over with, because this is like the 6th time I've been in court recently.
Right, I understand. The thing is I cannot resolve the case via Zoom because we have to have your fingerprints. So in order to resolve the case remotely.
Well, you have my fingerprints in Collier County already.
Right, but I have to have them for this specific plea, for this case. So the only way to do that remotely is to do a plea in absentia. And
I need somebody to help me. I'm working with vocational rehabilitation services. I'm in the process of getting disability, Your Honor. And I have to figure out what all this means, because at this point right now, I'm on a bunch of medications for my memory. I'm having severe memory loss.
Well, would you like for me to make a temporary
If you
appointment?
could have your assistant, I've been trying to email Julianne Romanelli and she's not responding. If she could send me the link to the website for me to get indigency, I'll do it.
Well, I don't know that my office can do that for you. However, Ms. Armpriest's office could do that for you.
Yes, Judge. If I may seek provisional appointment for this hearing, and firstly seek a continuance, and secondly get this individual's information, I think we could get him on the right track.
All right, I'll make a temporary appointment of the public defender. Ms. Armpriest, will you check your file to make sure you don't already have his contact information?
This is Mr. Ahern.
That's correct.
Yes, I see where Ms. Woodley has his phone number. I will email, is it the Nikki A. Hearns with some Z's at the end?
22@yahoo.com.
Okay, that's not what I have. So what's your email?
My email is NICKYAHEARNN, the number 22@yahoo.com. And if you don't mind, could you please repeat it to me?
Nikki A. Hearn, another N, 22@yahoo.
That's correct. Thank you.
No problem. Judge, can we please have the 3/1 date?
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Ahern will continue your case to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Ms. Armpriester, if you could send him the link or send him the indigency application with instructions, and then hopefully you'll be able to do a plea.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. I'll check my email very often, and I'll follow the link and do what I need to do to obtain indigency. That's what it is?
That's correct.
Judge,
Okay, Your
our
Honor.
procedure is a little bit different. I'm going to have an investigator reach out to Mr. Ahern, but he will still be contacted.
Okay, very good. All right, so March 1st at 9 o'clock. Thank you, Mr. Ahern.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. All right, let me call on the person whose screen name is Juan.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. This is Attorney Juan Mendoza. I have Ricardo Murcia, case number 20CT4082. He has received we received a plea offer from the state, but we need one more continuance.
You said this is, Mr. Mendoza, you said this is Ricardo Murcia?
Murcia, MURCIA, is case number 20CT4082.
Okay, I'm showing a different case number. I'm
sorry, Your Honor. I think that's my files, my office file number. He has the hearing at 9, Ricardo Murcia.
All right, case number 20CT2219.
Sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay. And Mr. Mendoza, what are you looking to do today?
I would like to get a continuance, one continuance with a waiver.
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Mendoza, we're going to continue your case to March 1st we're going to put it on the 10 a.m. docket. That's the private attorney docket.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mendoza. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let me go to the person whose screen name is Whitley Thorak. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is case number 20 CT 1792. You're here on a driving while license suspended or revoked. Have you been able to get your license reinstated?
I haven't been able to get it reinstated, but the last time we had talked, you had said before we got off was to get some of it paid off, but I haven't paid it, gave up the money, but I saved up $250 and I'm still working on it right now to get the full payment of $946, I think it was.
Okay. So are you requesting some more time so you can get those fines paid off so you can get your driver's license reinstated?
Yes, sir.
Do you think if I gave you till April 5th, that would be enough time to get all of those fines paid and get your license reinstated?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla, to continuing it to April 5th?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Thorak, we're going to continue your case to April 5th at 9 o'clock. Try to have all of those fines paid and your license reinstated by then, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
For some reason, Ms. Armpriester, Mr. Martinez is back in the waiting room.
Your Honor, he wasn't sure of his next court date, but I just messaged him it.
Okay. Mr. Martinez, did you need anything? Mr. Martinez, are you there? Your microphone's on mute. There you are. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Did you need something?
No.
Okay. I was just curious as to why you're back in the courtroom.
I don't understand too much English. A little bit, you know.
Okay. Did you need something?
I had a court, but I don't know. I don't understand. I need to pay the ticket. I don't know.
Sir, our next court date is March 1st, and you and I will be in touch before then to resolve your ticket and your cases.
Okay.
You're free to go for today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Call me and I'll have an interpreter this week.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Judge.
That's okay. All right. Ms. Armpriester, I'll let you call your cases.
Okay. Your Honor, we will call Anthony Ronaldo Blanco 20mm324. My understanding is if we can continue this to a control date, as he is going to be accepting diversion, we just need to control date him.
How much do you know if he's got that scheduled?
I don't believe he has his appointment scheduled, but I still think March 1st is plenty of time.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue Mr. Blanco's case to March 1st at 9 o'clock.
And then next, Judge, did we already call Ms. Boise 19 CT 2051?
We have not.
Judge, she's got an appointment with diversion on Friday. We just need a control date for her as well.
Want to go to February 23rd at 9 o'clock?
That's fine.
Judge, is that your status docket?
No, it's a criminal motion docket. Yes. February 23rd at 9 o'clock. All right. And Ms. Armpriester, if we're going alphabetically, it looks like we might have skipped one.
I just saw that, Judge. Mr. Anderson, Dax Brendan, 20 CT 505. Ms. Woodley's working on a plea in absentia. If we could have the 3-1 date, that should be enough time for her to work that out.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, for Mr. Anderson's case, we'll go to March 1st at 9 o'clock.
Sorry, Your Honor, my computer's freaking out. Okay. And then next, I believe, would be Mr. Catton, 20 CT 2237. And Your Honor, if we could continue to the March 1st date, he's working on getting his license.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 1st at 9 o'clock.
Judge, next would be Cameron Davis, 20 CT 1405. Your Honor, Ms. Woodley's attempted to make contact. However, we need to continue this so she can attempt to make further contact.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue it to March 1st at 9 o'clock.
And then next would be, I believe, Mr. Jose Antonio Dominguez, 20 CT 1835. Your Honor, we do not have his contact information. I believe we've been trying to procure it for some time. If we could have another continuance, this case is from October. Not sure if the state objects.
No objection, Your Honor.
Next would
All
be,
right, March 1st at 9 o'clock.
next would be Joan Oro Infantes, 20 CT 2250.
What's the last name?
Infantes, INFANTES.
Okay.
Your Honor, we've not been able to make contact with him. If we could have the 3-1 date and we'll get investigations on it.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 1st at 9 o'clock. And again, Ms. Armpriester, if you're going alphabetically, we skipped a few.
I was going to do Ms. Woodley's cases and then my own.
All right, very good.
Next is Early Ray Johnson, 20 CT 1012. And Your Honor, if we could have the March 1st date, he recently lost his 2 brothers.
Well, court is sympathetic to that. However, at the last court date, we marked this as final continuance. So if we want to go to March 1st, we can set it for 1:30.
That's fine, Judge.
So would that be for a plea or for trial?
Your Honor, I'm covering this matter, so I don't want to put anything on the record because I'm unsure. If we want to call this at the end, I'll reach out to Ms. Woodley.
Or we can just continue it to 1:30 for trial and Ms. Woodley can contact Ms. Bonilla to let her know.
That's fine.
Any objection to that, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll continue Mr. Johnson's case to March 1st at 1:30.
Okay. Next would be Marie Rabel, 20 CT 1808. Judge, she is working on her driver's license. If we could have the March 1st date.
All right, and we also have Ms. Rabel Pro Se, 21 CT 33 for arraignment.
I'm not sure why, but we've not been appointed on that one.
All right, well, based on her, let me take a look at the other case. Any objection to me making a provisional appointment in that case based on her application for indigency status in the other case?
No objection, Your Honor.
Actually, that was for Ms. Priester. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No objection.
All right, I'll make a temporary appointment of the public defender in case number 21 CT33. Ms. Woodley, are you entering a plea of not guilty in that case? I'm sorry, Ms. Priester.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm seeing Woodley on the screen. And
I understand.
okay, and you're requesting a continuance in both of those cases?
I am.
All right, we'll continue. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue both cases to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Ms. Priester, you may want to have your investigator reach out to Ms. Rabel to make sure the application gets filed in that case also.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Before I continue with more of your cases, let me go to the person whose screen name is iPhone DeRay. Good morning.
Morning.
Can you tell me your name?
Ray Espino.
What's the last name again?
Espino. E-S-P-I-N-O. Espino.
Your Honor, I believe he's one of mine.
Okay, go ahead. I do. Okay, I see. Case number 20 CT 745 with Ms. Priester.
Judge, this is one of those cases that when I butted in earlier, the DMV is telling Mr. Espino that he needs some sort of paperwork lifting a hold despite that he's paid his fines. So I'm going to ask the court to continue us. Hopefully the state won't object to March 1st, so that'll give me some time if I need to call the DMV with him. But he says he's paid the fine. He showed me proof that he paid the fines. And DHSMV is still saying that he needs some paperwork from the court allowing him to be reinstated.
You know where the fines were, what county?
I believe they were in Collier. Mr. Espino, you want to weigh in?
Collier County, Lee County, and Marion County.
Okay. Any objection to a continuance so Ms. Priester can contact the DHSMV to find out exactly what he needs to get his license reinstated?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ray, we're going to continue your case to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Make sure to stay in contact with Ms. Priester so that you guys can get this worked out, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon, Ray.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Priester.
Judge, I believe that concludes Ms. Woodley's cases as we already covered Mr. Soto.
Correct.
Okay. And then we already started at the top with Mr. Espino. Next, I'd like to call Gerson Ferrer Nunez, 20 CT 295.
Okay.
Your Honor, I have not been able to locate this individual. This was marked as our final continuance. I'm not ready for trial as I've not had contact from my client, but I understand that we need to continue this to the 1:30 docket.
That is correct. Any objection to continuing it to March 1st at 1:30 for a status with defendant's presence required?
Yes, Judge. And for the record, should he not show on March 1st, the state will be asking that the court issue a bench warrant.
All right. All right, March 1st at 1:30 for a status, defendant's presence required.
Next judge would be Mr. Marcos Gaspar Sanchez, 20 CT 1986. Your Honor, if we could have the March 1st date, I have a pending motion to depose the law enforcement officer.
All right, do you have that motion set for hearing yet?
Not yet, Judge. I'm trying to see if the state will stipulate. There's no narrative, it's just a citation in the file. And I know Ms. Bonilla was reaching out to her officer to see if he could provide a sworn statement. And if he's unable to, then I will set my motion for hearing.
One is being filed, it is being provided in discovery today, Ms. Armpriester.
Wonderful, thank you, madam.
All right, any objection to a continuance?
No objection, Your Honor, from the state.
All right, we'll continue to March 1st at 9 o'clock.
Judge, next is Ms. Marisol Galvin Hernandez, 20 CT 2089. Judge, I recently filed my notice of appearance and the state is still sending us discovery. If we could have the 3/1/21 date, please.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue it to March 1st at 9 o'clock.
Judge, next would be Ms. Whitney Lee Mann, 19 CT 2663. Your Honor, I've spoken with her mother. I've been unable to speak with her. She's in a rehab out of town. She's not allowed to have contact with anybody. Her mom is going to get me proof of that, as I was just able to establish contact with the mother. If we could continue this past the March date, just so that we're not clogging up space on that. I don't see it being resolved by then. And I'm going to try to work on either a plea in absentia or see what else I need to do.
Ms. Bonilla?
Judge, no objection to a continuance, but we ask that the court mark this as a final continuance.
Judge, she's been in rehab the whole time.
So they've been telling you.
Well, the mother I don't see would lie, and the place that my investigator called can't confirm or deny, but usually when they do that.
All right, Ms. Armpriester, I'll continue it to April 5th at 9 o'clock. This will be the final continuance. If,
Yes, sure.
Madam Clerk, if you'll mark this as final continuance.
Next would be Manuel Martinez Correa. I believe he was on the Zoom call twice and we already continued him, 20 CT 2409.
Yeah, I'm showing we were already completed. Which case are we on to now, Ms. Armpriester?
I was waiting. I thought Madam Clerk needed a moment. My next case would be Ramiro Mendoza Cruz, 20 CT 881. Your Honor, I've not been able to establish contact even with the assistance of my investigator.
Okay, hang on. Which one are we on? I've got two. Well, I've got a. Did we do Raimundo Mendez?
No, we did not.
All right, let's do that one first. Raimundo Mendez, 20 CT 2429.
Your Honor, I, up until this morning, had not had contact with him even through an investigator, but at 8:30, he left a message this morning. So if I can have the 3/1 date, since now I have contact information.
Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 1st at 9 o'clock. Then that should bring us to Ramiro Mendoza Cruz, 20 CT 881.
Judge, I've not been able to have contact with him, even with the assistance of an investigator. I only recently involved investigations, so I'm not ready to request that this be put on a 1:30 docket. I would like to the March 1st at 9 to see if my investigator can't come up with something.
This case is 259 days old. Ms. Bonilla, what's your response?
My position at this point, Your Honor, is if the court would be willing to set this for a status on the March 1st 1:30 docket, requiring the defendant's presence, and should he not show up, the state will be asking for a bench warrant.
All right, let's continue it to March 1st at 1:30 for a status, defendant's presence required.
Next would be Euripides Plana, 20 CT 1814. Judge, he has a pending felony with Mr. Ward. If we could have the April 5th date to see how that resolves. This could drastically, even though it's a second degree misdemeanor, it could drastically change his scoring.
It could change his score sheet.
That's what I believe from what I have figured out. If he were to resolve his felony at this time, or if we were to resolve this, it could change his pending felony. And he does score to a great deal of time on the pending felony.
Well, I don't know how it would affect the score sheet considering the charges occurred at the same time.
That's a good point, Judge. Please pardon my ignorance on that. Regardless, with his pending felony, I'm not in a position to resolve the misdemeanor at this time.
All right, maybe you could work with Mr. Ward and the state and come up with a global offer.
That, yeah.
Continuance?
Judge, no objection to a continuance.
All right, we'll continue it to March 1st at 9 o'clock.
Judge, I believe the rest of my cases are set for 1:30.
Correct. Are any of your cases on the 1:30 docket going to be trials?
To the state's knowledge, Your Honor, no.
All right, you agree, Ms. Armpriester?
My feed actually broke up, so the last I heard was, "Do you think?" And then I heard no.
You've got two cases set on the 1:30 docket. One shows status. The other one, I'm not sure why it's set. Do you know if it's going to be a trial?
No, one of my clients was removed via ICE, and the other one I've not had contact with.
Okay, looks like they're both set for status.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Ms. Armpriester, before you leave, if you could just hang on briefly.
Sure.
We do have another person joining us in the Zoom room, and so they may need your services. Let's find. All right, if I could call on the person whose screen name is Alcatel 3B.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning. Will you tell me your name?
Michael Chester.
All right, case number 20 CT 794. Mr. Chester, you're here on a driving while license suspended or revoked offense. Were you able to get your driver's license reinstated?
The hardship place or the court contacted me and said that it was I didn't fulfill all of it. I guess I need to take another class, so they won't let me get my license until I take another class.
All right. Do you have that class scheduled? or do you know what class that is?
It's the second part of the DUI class.
Okay.
I'm gonna be taking that sometime this week.
Okay.
And after I take that, I got to submit that information over to them again, and then they'll be contacting me to see if I'm eligible again for my hardship license.
Okay. All right. All right, so are you requesting a continuance?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Bonilla, any objection to a continuance?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Chester, we'll continue your case to March 1st at 9 o'clock, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chester. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, and as of now, I don't have any other and I'm still showing a few pro ses.
You want to come back to these stuff after the 10 o'clock? Just in case they call for the 10 o'clock?
Well, I don't know. I won't know that they've logged into Zoom from my office.
Okay.
So, and they were all noticed for 9 o'clock. Ms. Bonilla, would you agree that we should just go ahead and address those that did not appear?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And Ms. Armpriester, you are free to go.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you
This
later today.
afternoon?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and Ms. oh, never mind. Okay. Rashawn Bryant, 20 CT 1682. Here on no valid driver's license. I recall Mr. Bryant appeared via Zoom last time. Because I'm not showing that he didn't appear.
Judge, I'm checking his driver's license status right now while you review the file.
Good idea.
It's still showing it is not valid, Your Honor.
Right. This is the first time that Mr. Bryant hasn't appeared. Any objection to continuing it to the next pretrial conference?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go ahead and continue Mr. Bryant's case to March 1st at 9 o'clock. We can make sure that the record reflects that he did not appear. All right, next case I'm showing is Miguel Gregorio Cardona, 20 CT 2154. He actually appeared in person at our last court date. And if I recall, Mr. Cardona was interested in diversion. Any objection to continuing this to another pretrial conference?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue it to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Madam Clerk, if you'll make sure to note that he did not appear today. All right, next is Jeffrey Cherenfont, 20 CT 954. He did appear at the last pretrial conference. Did you check his driver's license?
I am checking that right now, Your Honor, as we speak. All right, my computer's moving a little slow this morning. Judge, it is still suspended.
All right, Mr. Cherenfont, we had issued a bench warrant back in September. He was arrested in let's see, what county is this from? Can't tell what county. Might have been Broward. Yes, he was arrested in Broward County on November 30th and bonded. Any objection to continuing it to another pretrial conference, or do you want to set it for another 1:30?
Just because he might still be in custody, I don't know, Judge, but to be safe and to provide proper notice, I have no objection to a continuance.
All right, we'll go ahead and continue his case to March 1st at 9 o'clock. Madam Clerk, if you could make sure that the notes reflect that he did not appear. All right, next on the docket is Sidney Charles Moore, case number 20 CT 1931. Mr. Moore appeared in person at our last pretrial conference. Are you checking his driver's license, Ms. Bonilla?
Yes, Your Honor. Judge, my computer is 100% moving slow today. I'm not sure why. Mr. Moore fixed his license.
Sorry?
He actually has a valid license, Your Honor. Give me one moment. Judge, the state would like to announce a no pros.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bonilla. All right, in case number 20 CT 1931, the state has announced a no pros. That may be why Mr. Moore didn't come. He may not have realized he still needed to be here, but that's okay.
Yes,
all right.
He was not licensed and he is now officially licensed.
Very good. All right, and I believe that brings us to one last case, Brett Allen Nance, case number 20 CT 1890.
1890, Your Honor.
Yes. If you don't mind checking his license.
I am currently checking it now, Your Honor. Hopefully this will be like the last case. Still suspended, Your Honor.
Okay. So with Mr. Nance, his notices keep getting returned. I just checked the address that we have on file for him and compared it to the citation address as well as to his driving record, all of which are the same address. Mr. Nance has not obviously kept up the correct address with the clerk nor with the DHSMV. So, Ms. Bonilla, would you like to set this for a status on a 1:30 docket?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we'll set Mr. Nance's case on March 1st at 1:30 for a status, and his presence will be required. All right, Madam Clerk, are you showing any other cases for the 9 o'clock docket?
No, Your Honor, that completes it.
Okay. All right, Ms. Bonilla, that completes the 9 o'clock docket. We will be in recess till about 11 o'clock. We'll be using the same Zoom codes all day. Oh, wait, we just had somebody walk in. Let's see. Before we go. For the 11, okay, let me just check. First name, Julio.
Nelson Ishmael Carrillo Gonzalez.
Yes, he has Chris Brown. So you'll need to contact Mr. Brown because pursuant to the Chief Judge's orders, you can't be present for pretrial conferences. All right, thank you. We'll let Mr. Brown know. All right, anything else then, Ms. Bonilla?
No, Your Honor.
All right, well, we'll see you back about 11 o'clock. Do you know for the 1:30 docket if we'll be having any trials?
No trials to my knowledge, Your Honor. They've been set for status. I have to look through my notes to see why they were set for status. But as far as I'm concerned, there's no trials today or tomorrow.
All right, they're probably set for status because we've lost contact with the defendants.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right, we'll see you back about 11 o'clock.
No problem, Your Honor. Take care.
All right, thank you. The court will be in.
Yeah, can you try to come back? I'll hold back, please, yes.
We need the interpreter.
Yeah, okay. Okay, you got it. Thank you. Bye.
Is that Eduardo?
You can do it over the phone too. What would you like to do? We have one translator, case.
Is Eduardo on the phone?
He's out of the building.
Can we put him on speakerphone?
Yeah, I can't put him on speakerphone.
Come on up, sir. All right, good morning, everyone. We're back.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you, Eduardo.
You're very welcome. Your Honor, I have to step out from my mother one situation, but yeah,
So
that's all.
Can we go ahead and do this case real quick, Lee?
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. We'll just have one.
Absolutely.
All right, we're back on the pretrial conference docket. This is a private attorney docket, but we do have one pro se case on the docket. This is Luis Martin Gomez Paz, 20 CT 334.
Tenemos el caso de Luis Gómez, que es 20 ST 334. Es un caso en el cual el señor no tiene un abogado representándolo.
Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
All right, you're here on a charge of driving with an expired driver's license more than 6 months.
Señor, su cargo es de manejar con una licencia vencida por más de 6 meses.
Were you able to obtain an attorney?
¿Usted no ha podido obtener un abogado o obtener?
Sí, yo tuve el abogado, pero el abogado me representó el anterior, ¿ves? Pero quiere mucho dinero, yo no tengo dinero ahora, porque tuve una operación y me hicieron 4 operaciones y no tengo dinero ahora para pagar.
Well, yes, I had an attorney before who represented me in the previous case. The thing is that he's asking for a lot of money now, and I had surgery. I had 4 surgeries, and I do not have money to pay him.
All right. Were you able to get your driver's license reinstated?
Señor, pero usted podría de todas formas tener la licencia restablecida. ¿Le podrían restablecer la licencia de conducir usted?
Yo tengo 5 años casado con mi esposa, ella es ciudadana americana, ella es americana, nació en Ohio, pero cobran mucho los abogados. Primero tardaban mucho en venir los papeles y ahora me cobran mucho dinero y no tengo ese dinero ahora porque me operaron. Estoy juntando para volverlos a meter.
Well, the fact is, I am married to an American woman. She's from Ohio. She's been here for 5 years. She's been an American citizen. So the thing is that the attorneys are asking for a lot of money in the documentations and everything. To put everything together, that's a lot of money, and I had surgery. So I'm trying to save money now in order to do that.
All right. Have you applied for the public defender?
Señor, ¿usted ha solicitado servicio de un abogado de oficio público?
No sé cómo.
No, I don't know how to.
Would you like a continuance in order to apply for the public defender in order to see if they might be appointed to represent you?
¿Le gustaría
All right.
Yes, that's fine.
All right, Ms. Bonilla, any objection to a continuance so that Mr. Gomez Paz can apply for the public defender?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Bonilla has no objection. So we're going to continue your case to March 1st at 9 o'clock.
Bueno, señor, el fiscal no se opone. Vamos a continuar su caso, a postergarlo hasta marzo 1 a las 9 de la mañana.
What I want you to do before you leave the courthouse is go across the hall where it says customer service and tell them you need to apply for the public defender.
Lo que quisiera que usted hiciera antes de marcharse del tribunal es ir a donde dice servicio al cliente, que en inglés es customer service, ahí lo tiene el cartel. Vaya ahí y solicite a cualquiera de las taquillas por los servicios de un abogado de oficio para que llenen la solicitud.
Okay, all right.
Okay, that's fine, thank you.
If you're approved for the public defender, make sure to stay in contact with them before your next court date. Their office is located in this building on the 5th floor.
Si usted califica para un abogado de oficio, si lo aprueban, cerciórese de contactar a uno de ellos antes de su próxima cita aquí en los tribunales, antes de que tenga que venir. La oficina de ellos está en el 5º piso. La oficina de los abogados de oficio está en este edificio, en el 5º piso.
Okay, sorry. All right.
Okay, that's fine.
Very good. All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Muy bien, señor. Gracias.
Thank you.
Tenga buen día.
All right. Thank you, Eduardo.
I'm sorry, his name is...
His name is Luis Martin Gomez Paz.
Luis Martin Gomez Paz, and the case number is 20 CT 433?
334.
Oh, 334, okay. Luis Martin, okay, thank you very much, then.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let me go to Mr. Miller on Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning again.
Good morning, Judge. I apologize about earlier. I
That's okay.
was given some false information.
That's all right. Which case do you want to?
Your Honor, if we may call Mr. Fayette's case first, which I believe is Michelle Tumbry, Tumbri, case number 20 CT 1217.
Okay.
It's my understanding that he submitted, and it reflects in the showcase, a plea in absentia affidavit.
I do see the plea in absentia affidavit.
And one of the terms, Your Honor, was a 12-hour defensive driving course, and it appears also in showcase that she completed.
I do see the certificate of course completion in the file.
So, Your Honor, this time I would ask the court to accept the plea in absentia, adjudicate her guilty, order the 12-hour defensive driving course as completed, order court cost prosecution, but I would ask for 90 days to pay the additional cost.
All right. Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor. The plea in absentia has been reviewed and the state has no objection.
All right, I've reviewed the court file. I find it venue is proper in Collier County and there's a factual basis for the plea. I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered on a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest. Adjudicate her guilty, require a 12-hour defensive driving course, which has already been completed. Impose all court costs, including costs of prosecution, and give the defendant 90 days to pay. Give me a moment to review that judgment and sentence, just a minute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there, Natalia, is there a way that you could mark that the driver improvement school has already been completed?
I can put in the option.
Okay. Everything else looks good.
right underneath in absentia on top.
Okay, I see it. Very good. All right, thank you, Natalia. All right, and then Mr. Miller, you have a case with us today also?
I do, Your Honor. Cristiano Machado, case number 20CO21. Judge, he's been offered diversion. We have an appointment with Mr. Cruz tomorrow at 3 p.m. So I respectfully request a continuance, waive speedy trial, ask the court to set it, I don't know, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever the court wants to, and it should fall off the docket.
All right, let's take a look and see where we could set that. I've got February 23rd.
Perfect.
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to continue this case to February 23rd at 9 o'clock. It likely will fall off the docket then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller.
Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. All right, let me go to Mr. Carney.
Good morning, sir. Lee Carney here. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mr. Carney?
I'm fine, sir. I have one case on the docket. Cirillo Cane Paredes, 20 CT 1905.
Okay.
A plea in absentia form has been executed and is, I believe, is on file. I believe the state has reviewed it also.
All right, and it looks like the terms of the agreement are an adjudication of guilt, a $200 fine, all court costs, including costs of prosecution.
That is correct,
Yes.
Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Carney, does your client need some time to pay?
Request 90 days, sir.
All right, 90 days to pay. Ms. Bonilla, have you had an opportunity to review the plea in absentia forms?
Yes, Judge, and the state has no objection to the document.
Thank you. Mr. Carney, will you stipulate to venue and a factual basis for the plea in absentia?
Yes, sir. So stipulated.
All right, I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest, adjudicate guilty, impose a $200 fine, all court costs, including costs of prosecution, and give them 90 days to pay.
All right. Thank you, sir. That is what I have this morning.
All right, thank you, Mr. Carney. Have a good day.
You too. I know you have many calls. Take care. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me go to Mr. Gordon. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. I just have one case this morning.
Okay.
Francisco Juarez, Juarez, case 20 CT 2375. Ms. Bonilla did send an offer over to my office late Wednesday afternoon. During the same time, my client's also been trying to get his license, but with the offer and what he's doing, I expect that we should be able to resolve this case. So we can have a continuance to the next non-jury.
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue it to March 1st at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, okay. And that's all I have. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too, bye-bye.
All right, let me go to Mr. Hollander. Good morning.
Morning, Judge. Here on behalf of Carol Mefford Town, 20 CT 2084, there's been a plea in absentia filed. The agreed upon disposition was a withhold of adjudication, court costs, and costs of prosecution.
All right, and does your client need any time to pay?
Yeah, we'd like some time just to, so she feels comfortable coming out of the house.
All right, 90 days?
Yes, please.
All right. And Ms. Bonilla, are those terms correct?
The plea offer is correct, Your Honor. The plea in absentia has been reviewed and the state has no objection to the documents.
All right, Mr. Hollander, will you stipulate to venue and a factual basis for the plea in absentia?
Stipulate to both, Judge.
Thank you. I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest, withhold adjudication, impose all court costs, including costs of prosecution, and give her 90 days to pay.
That'll be fine, Judge. Thank you. May I be excused?
Let me just make sure that was, yes, very good. Thank you, Mr. Hollander.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day. All right, let me go to Ms. Fish. Good morning.
Good morning, Attorney Monica Fish. I'm here for Christina DeCaro. We have two cases.
Okay,
One is Brown, Stephen Brown, 20 CT 669.
okay.
And we'd like to continue this so that we can complete the plain absentia. Looks like our client is out of state and had been quarantined, and he is going to get the plain absentia done this week. So we need about a week or so to be able to complete that and file that.
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 1st at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. And the second case is Yanez Yandy, case number 20 CT 2165.
Okay.
And we're asking for a continuance. We're hoping to get this dropped. We had filed the endorsement, motorcycle endorsement, and the state has that.
All right, I do see.
Judge, the state did file a no pros.
All right, do you want to go ahead and announce it since it hasn't been in the court file yet?
Yes, Judge, the state would like to announce a no pros.
All right, in case number 20 CT 2165, the state has announced a no pros. Thank you, Ms. Bonilla. Thank you, Ms. Fish.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That'll go back to traffic court. That'll go back to traffic court. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me go to Mr. Lopez. Good morning.
Good morning. The case of Eberhard. On this case, we're still dealing with the felony case. Your Honor wishes to move it to another pretrial, we'll do that, but it's an old case. If we have to do a trial call, then we can get it resolved.
Okay. And this is case number 20 CT 502. Ms. Bonilla.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your response?
I'm looking at the case now. If the court could just give me one moment. Judge, the state has no objection to a continuance.
All right, we'll go ahead and continue it to, give me 1 second here. We'll go ahead and continue it to March 1st at 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lopez. All right, let me go to Mr. Lucarelli. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. You've got one case on your docket. This is the Reyes case. We had contacted your office with a couple of potential dates for a plea to the bench, and I spoke to Ms. Karimi last week. We picked a date, and I think Ms. Bonilla was going to cover for Ms. Karimi.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't find the date that we had decided. Ms. Bonilla, can you help us? Can you help me?
Yes, Ms. Karimi, ASA Karimi will be handling the plea to the bench, and that is scheduled for March 30th at 11 a.m.
That's what we're asking, Judge. Thank you.
March 30th at 11? Okay. All right, and Mr. Lucarelli, you'll file a notice on that?
I will, Your Honor. And also, to work out, I'm hoping that I know that Dr. Reyes will have to be here in person, but I'm hoping a couple of the witnesses can testify via Zoom. How do I coordinate that?
The court would have no objection to that. I guess you'd have to get a stipulation with Ms. Karimi.
Got it. We'll figure it out. Thank you, Judge. That's all I have.
So do we want to just go ahead and just continue it to March 30th at 11 then?
Please.
Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to continue it to March 30th at 11 o'clock. Natalia, that's a motion docket.
I'll get a notice filed, Judge.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Lucarelli.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
At what time is that, Your Honor? I'm sorry, was it 10 o'clock?
11 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, an open plea. All right, let me go to Ms. Maurer.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I have Paulina Chacon, case number 20 CT 2437.
Okay.
And I have an offer from the state. There was a fine included in the offer. I think she wants to take it. I just would like a plea date so that I can speak with Ms. Bonilla about potentially waiving the fine. The other terms were withholding costs.
Okay. Let me look at my calendar. Are you going to be doing a plea in absentia or a plea in person?
A plea in absentia.
We could do February 23rd at 9 o'clock. Would that be enough time for you to get the plea in absentia paperwork?
Yes, that's fine.
Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, February 23rd at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Maurer.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, you too. All right, let me go to Mr. Myre.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good morning. Sorry.
Good morning.
Your Honor, I have Jimmy Meza Cardona.
All right, case number 20 CT 1085.
Judge, I'll make a long story short. This is the probation case. I had to send a check to Mr. Cruz. I did mail a check. I think it was January 4th or 5th. He hasn't received it. Post office has been slow. In the meantime, the reason why I haven't followed up on it, I had 2 accidents. The second one basically caused the tearing of my of the meniscus in my left knee. So I've been swollen and hobbling around. They're trying to schedule surgery for next week. All I need is at least a week. I'll drive the check over to Mr. Cruz and get this matter rolling. And my apologies, but the last 2 weeks I haven't been able to do very much. It's been swollen.
Judge,
Okay.
can I get a case number one more time, please?
20 CT 1085. So we need a control date basically, so it'll follow.
Yeah, and then I'll get it done right away. I can drive out there.
All right, you want to go to February 23rd?
That's fine, Turner. I'll do it long before, but that's great.
All right, any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set
Thank you,
it
Ms. Bonilla.
February 23rd at 9 o'clock. Hopefully
thank
it'll
you,
fall off.
Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good
Great
luck,
to
sir.
see you. Thank you.
Nice to see you too. All right, let me go to Mr. Hyder.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matthew
morning.
Hyder here for Sarah Del Carmen Garcia Alonso. Your Honor, we just a couple days ago received a global offer between this case and also 20 CT 1989. If I could request a continuance with a waiver, I think this will wrap up soon.
Okay, give me a moment to find the case. What was the case number on this one?
Today we're here on 20 CT 2425.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
All right, and I'm sorry, were you requesting the next pretrial?
Your Honor, the court's preference, I believe we'll have this wrapped up. I just want to have a little bit more time than like a week or two. If there's something a month out, it won't make a difference. It should wrap up.
All right. And by wrapping up, will that be a plea in absentia or?
It'll most likely be a plea in absentia. It's not going to be a trial.
Okay. How about February 23rd?
That's great, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, February 23rd at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. You too. Take care. All right, let me go to Mr. McGann. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Nice. So I have 3 cases. I did prepare the proposed order stipulating substitution of counsel, and so I was going to send those over to your JA after we get off the Zoom call.
All right, that's fine.
The first one, the last name is Aguila, 20 CT 696. And this is probably your oldest case on the docket. He did send me pictures of the fingerprint card and the plea in absentia paperwork, but I told him a couple days ago that he actually needed to mail the hard copy to me so we could submit that, and the photos aren't good enough. So we would be requesting the February 23rd court date or a different court date for the plea in absentia.
All right, any objection to that, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go to February 23rd at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
And the next case I have is 20 CT 1000. The last name is Gonzalez, first name Julio. And there was a mix up with the previous plea in absentia filed. Ms. Wilson had indicated a withhold, but it's an adjudication. And I double checked on that, and no one had actually sent out a new plea in absentia document to him. So I mailed one out last week. So I imagine we'll have that back next week or the following week. So we would ask to continue for a plea in absentia.
Do you want that same February 23rd date, Mr. McGann?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. February 23rd at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
And the last case I have is 20 CT 2210 Zuniga Lopez, and the first name is Elber. And I did get the diversion money from Mr. Zuniga Lopez, and Mr. Cruz is actually requiring us both to be present to sign up. So I'm coordinating a date with Mr. Cruz and Mr. Zuniga Lopez to sign up for diversion.
All right. How far out do you need a control date?
We would just ask for the next non-jury trial docket.
All right. Any objection to that, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. We'll continue this case to March 1st at 10 o'clock.
Awesome. I think that's all the cases that I have this morning.
Check here. I don't see any other cases for you, Mr. McGann. All right. Thank you, Mr. McGann.
Thank you, Judge Adams. Thank you, Ms. Bonilla.
All right. Have a good day.
Welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Next, we have Mr. Gorman. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. We have 2 cases before the court. First is Carlos Montanez, 20MM99. We're asking to continue this to your private counsel jury trial docket, next pretrial. I want to try and get some documentation to the state to show a little bit more of the remedial issues that were done in this matter, and then hopefully we can resolve it. But if we could please have the jury trial docket, that would be our request with a waiver.
Okay, you're requesting the jury trial pretrial.
Yes.
All right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor. And this is for case number 20MM997.
999.
999. Okay.
Our same request is going to be for the co-defendant as well.
All right. All right. That would be February 24th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. And then the next is Juan Carlos Gaviria Carmico, 20MM997. Same facts, same situation, our same request to the next private counsel jury trial, pretrial.
All right. Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right. Same date, February 24th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good
All
day.
right. Thank you, Mr. Gorman. You too. All right, Ms. Medina, I'm going to turn off my camera and mute my microphone for a moment. If anyone comes in, I'll jump back in.
No problem, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let me call on Mr. Mayo next.
I appreciate the call. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Judge, thank you. I was just on a line. I apologize. I looked at the wrong, my mistake, Judge. I thought the hearing was at 11:30, not 11.
No problem.
I'm here on behalf of Yaelin Luque Ruiz. Anthony Mayo on her behalf.
All right, case number 20CT1625.
Thank you. And Your Honor, I was given an offer at the last hearing, I believe, of a withhold court cost. Is that offer still open?
Yes, Mr. Mallow, that is still open.
Thank you. Will the court allow me to prepare a plea in absentia, submit it to the court, and allow me to accept that on my client's behalf?
Yes. When do you want to set that for? How much time?
30 days, Your Honor.
All right. Would February 23rd work?
Absolutely, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Let's set it for Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. We'll set it for February 23rd at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
Ms. Bonilla, would it be possible you can put the your email address so that I can send you a copy of the plea in absentia once I prepare it?
Do you have my email address, Mr. Mallow?
I do not. No, I do not. I can write mine in the chat and you can, oh, you don't have a chat.
The chat's not.
Trying to double check whether your email. I have a different attorney of record on file.
It's my partner, Scott Hinder.
Mr. Mallow, I can give you, I don't see a chat window here open through the Zoom. So what I'm gonna have to do is take down your email and I can send you what you need after this hearing.
You ready?
Ready.
Esquire, ESQUIRE at trafficticketoffice.com.
Okay, let me just repeat that back to you. Esquire, ESQUIRE at trafficticketoffice.com.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Sending it to you now.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. Let me call on Mr. Clark. Good morning again.
Morning again, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Hey, I have, Judge, two cases with Mr. Davila, Nicholas Davila. Like I just lost the case numbers.
All right, 19CT2230 and 20CT687.
That's correct, Judge. Judge, Mr. Davila, as you know, has been trying to get his license. I know he was dealing with another state. It's the same story I've been telling you for a couple of times. We'd asked for more time for him to get that. I don't know what the other possibility would be setting it for a trial, but I don't know if that's really going to get the desired effect of the state wants, which is getting his license.
How much time do you think he needs?
I have absolutely no idea, Judge. I mean, I have to be honest with you. My communication with him has been steady, but it hasn't been recent. So I know the last time he was making payments to, I believe it was Indiana. Don't quote me. I have a lot of cases like this, but it was in another state. And he needed to pay that amount, which was a substantial amount, before he could pay the lesser amounts that were here in Collier. Because otherwise, he still wouldn't have been able to get his license. But remember, he did retrieve his license one time. He did get it. And then it got suspended again in the midst of all this litigation.
I do recall that. What if we were to go out 2 cycles and say final continuance?
I think that's
on both cases.
I think that's fair, Judge. I mean, you've been very patient about it. I mean, if he has more progress then, and he can show you that he's pretty close, then maybe you can change your, your decision. But at that point, I guess he's going to need to show that he has some substantial completion.
All right, Ms. Bonilla, response?
Judge, no objection at all. I just asked that if this be set for April 5th, that be marked as the final continuance.
All right, let's continue it to April 5th. Mr. Clark, I'm going to put it on the 9 o'clock docket.
Okay.
April 5th at 9 o'clock, both cases. Madam Clerk, if you'll mark both cases as final continuance.
All right, Judge, that should help out, and I'll let Mr. Davila know that what the circumstances are.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Judge. You too.
All right, thank you. All right, that should bring us down to just Mr. Brown's cases. I'm going to turn my microphone and camera off for right now until Mr. Brown joins us. Ms. Bonilla.
No problem, Your Honor. All right, and let me call on Mr. Brown. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. All right, looks like you've got 4 cases on the docket this morning.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
And I'll just let the clerk know so I don't sound like a broken record. I'm going to be setting them all for plea, so I'll just call them out one at a time, if that's all right.
Okay.
I have Nelson Carrillo Gonzalez.
All right, 20 CT 2107.
Set for plea at whenever's convenient. These folks are all out of custody. So
Okay, are you requesting in-person pleas or will these be plea in absentias?
I'm requesting in person, and I know a plea in absentia is generally favored, but all 4 of these folks are immigrants and Spanish speakers, and my partner and I have found that doing it in person with an interpreter, bringing them directly to probation, gives them a higher likelihood of things working out.
I understand.
That's problems with the absentia pleas.
I completely understand. Let me ask you, is January 29th too soon? That would be this Friday.
That would be too soon to get. Some of them know. Some of them are unable to drive, Judge, if they would be all right.
Okay.
Judge, may I suggest something?
Yes.
Can we potentially set this for a plea on March 1st at 1:30? This way it's a month out and it gives opposing counsel time to get his clients together to appear.
All right, Mr. Brown.
That's a great idea. Thank you, Ms. Bonilla.
Okay, let's set it for March 1st at 1:30 for a plea. Thank you, Ms. Bonilla.
No problem, Your Honor.
Next would be Iran Hernandez, 20 CT 2313. Would also request the same date for plea.
All right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 1st at 1:30 for a plea.
Next is Hector Palomique Padilla, 20 CT 1877. Same request, sir.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 1st at 1:30 for a plea.
Very good. And last, Jose Salto Villaseñor, 20 CT 2556, request March 1st, 2021 for plea.
Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 1st at 1:30 for a plea.
All right, well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
All right, thank you. You too. Take care. All right. Natalia, are you showing any other cases on the private attorney docket? All right, that completes the docket. All right, Ms. Bonilla, let me ask you a question while I've got you on here.
Yes, Judge.
Looking at the calendar this week, we have a special set criminal non-jury trial for tomorrow at 1:30. Do you know if that is still going?
To my knowledge, the Assistant Public Defender, Justina Woodley, had represented to me that she's trying to get her client to sign up for diversion. We had a couple of issues trying to get the diversion straightened out, but I was able to fix it on my end too. So to my knowledge, we are not proceeding to trial tomorrow.
Okay, all right. All right, anything else to come before the court this morning?
No, Your Honor, but I will be there this afternoon. I do understand that it is set for status, but I don't know if a Zoom code is available for this afternoon.
It's the same Zoom code as this one.
Okay, perfect. So I'll come in and appear via Zoom if that's okay with Your Honor.
That's fine with me. We'll see you at 1:30 then.
Not a problem. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, that'll conclude today's non-jury pretrial conferences.